Welcome back to the channel, guys. Figured I'd do a little different format in this video. So usually we're going over one particular whiskey, kind of reviewing it, going over the tasting notes and the nosing notes and all that stuff, which I love, don't get me wrong. It's 2024, it's New Year's Eve, the last day of 2024. Figured it'd be a good time for me to share with you guys just what I thought my favorite 5 whiskeys were this year that I've purchased. It's not like the newest whiskeys, don't get me wrong, like some of them haven't even come out this year. It's just for this year, the newest whiskeys I've got. Some of them have come out this year, but some of them have been out for a while. I just haven't had them. But it's just a personal, experience in a whiskey journey, just going over what I thought was the best acquisitions I got this year for the top 5. And that's what we got, guys. We're going to get into it. So let's go. Top 5 whiskeys in 2024, in my personal opinion, that I've personally bought. We buy a lot of whiskey on the channel, guys. Not a whole lot of, everybody has their personal preferences. I think I bought maybe 2 ryes this year. Not big on rye, but I like all of it. Like, I don't shy away when it comes to a certain style of whiskey or whatever. I find, to me personally, whenever you try whiskeys from international whiskeys from different places, they're using their homegrown, naturally, locally grown whiskey. They make grain out of whatever whiskey they have locally. So in a sense, you kind of taste a little bit of that country, whenever you're tasting whatever whiskey. So Taiwanese whiskey, I want to pick one up. I want to get some Korean whiskey. We've got a couple of Japanese whiskeys. I've had a few Japanese whiskeys. So you taste a little bit of that. You get to enjoy. They're sharing a little bit of their country with you. I find whenever you try like a distilled spirit from another place, especially whiskey, because it's got a little age to it. They put it in you get a little oak to it, right? But top 5 whiskeys, no particular order. I guess we start with that one. Boulder Bourbon out of Boulder, Colorado. This surprised the hell out of me, actually. Didn't know about this whiskey. Watched a Fred Minnick video about some kind of whiskeys that were underrated. So Boulder Spirits is actually a craft distillery out of Boulder, Colorado. Nobody really knows about them. They make smaller amounts of whiskey. They're not putting out whiskey like Heaven Hill and Buffalo Trace, obviously. But it's a smaller craft distillery. And when I first bought a bottle of it, I ran across it at Ace after looking up, videos from Fred Minnick had put out. So I was like, I might try it out, So being a Scotch guy, being a single malt Scotch guy, I tried it out, smelled it. I'm like, man, that smells a lot like a Scotch, Tasted it, sure enough. I'm like, man, I bet you this has, I didn't even know the mash bill on it. I'm like, damn, it's got like a high, barley taste to it. It tastes like malted barley. And then when I finally did see the mash bill, it's huge malted barley amount for the mash bill for bourbon. Obviously it's 51% corn, but the malted barley is the next highest ingredient. But great stuff. This is the bottled and bond. They do have a cask strength, and I think they have a small batch too. This one we have done a review on. JT Millick. It's the 6-year version. They came out with a small batch release from this. This one happens to be the 6-year one. They came up with the cask strength, single barrels of the cask strength. So those run about 120 plus proof, 120, 122. And I find this is at 110. So what this does is take the higher proof of the cask strength and adds a little bit more oak to it with the extra 2 years. The cask strengths are usually 4 years old, and it rounds out the flavor a little bit. So it's a little bit more rounded flavor, and then a little bit oakier, but definitely rounder flavor. It's great. JT Millick's labels are also always awesome. So you got it's always like a different, so it's got that blue metallic crawfish on there. So that crawfish might be gold on I think it's gold on the cask strength version with a blue background. They always do some kind of color variation with the different batches they do. It's awesome. They do great. Whoever does the labels is great stuff on them labels. This one, matter of fact, so allocated bourbons, right? This one's a little bit hard to get, but Russell's 13, allocated bourbon. It's hard to pick up. You won't find it on the shelf too often, but ended up pulling a raffle and winning the you know, you got to win the raffle and then they allow you to buy it at MSRP. So a little bit pricey on this one, but MSRP is not bad. It's 110 for it. So I mean, for a Russell's 13, that if it was 110 and it was on the shelf, they wouldn't have any. So that's just how it goes on that one. Great bourbon though, classic wild turkey flavor. At 13 years, really can't go wrong with it. But that was one of the best ones I've had this year anyway. Last is the two scotches. So we'll go with this one first. Blended scotch. This surprised me a lot. McLean's Nose is the name of this. It's probably hard to see way back over here. So this is a scotch. I had a single malt in 2024 called Ardnamurchan. And actually, that was like a runner-up. Because if we did top 6, Ardnamurchan's going in there. But Ardnamurchan is really good. One of the best single malts I've had recently, the last couple of years. But the single malt Ardnamurchan's run about $60, I want to say, for a small batch. Not bad for a single malt scotch. But it's small batch, no age statement. This is also no age statement, but it's a blended whiskey. So they do have a little grain whiskey in it, but the amount of grain whiskey to single malt, there's more single malt scotch in it than there is grain whiskey. So they kind of take the footstep from Compass Box, where if they do a blended whiskey, it'll be more it'll be heavy on the single malt barley than it is on the grain whiskey. So great taste on it, great flavor. Probably one of the best blended scotches I've had. It surprised the hell out of me on this one. Loved it so much, I actually bought another bottle, a backup bottle, and these go for $35 online. It's awesome. I mean, you're going to pay a little bit more with shipping, but $35 is not bad for it at all. And last but not least, Lefroy, the Cartridge version of last year, 2023, Lefroy Cartridge. It's actually the first Lefroy Cartridge I've bought. Always loved Lore. Always a big fan of Lefroy. The cash strengths are good. The regular Lefroy, I don't even know the regular proof of them or the regular Lefroy, but that's awesome too, the regular 10-year. But the Cartridge one, in general, they come up with this expression every year. Cartridge actually means friendship in Gaelic. So if you know anything about Lefroy, they do the Friends of Lefroy, where every Lefroy has a little tag in it. I don't know where this one's at. Stuck at the bottom down there. But there's a special number on it. You punch in the number and you get your little, what it is, square foot of land in Scotland on Islay. So that's a cool thing to do. But I like the Lefroy brand. One of the most richly flavored of all Scotch whiskeys, it says. But each year the cartridge might change. So in 2023, this actual bottle, it was white port and Maduro finished. So 2024, I think it was sherry finish, which is classic. But I've talked to a lot of people about this one and just looking at reviews, and this 2023 version was really good from what everybody says. I got it for a decent price. Obviously, I didn't get this at a store. I think I've seen them in stores, though. But this one I actually picked up online. They run about the $100 price range. I think I got that one for $94. But after taxes, I'm sure it was about $100 on that one. But that's it, guys. Top 5 whiskeys that I've had this year. That was it. In the comments, guys, let me know what's the top 5 whiskeys y'all had in 2024. What you think of these? You know, if you've had any of those. Thanks for watching the channel, guys. We've enjoyed making videos in 2024. It's been fun. I've had a pretty good year. Everybody I talked to, they're like, man, half the people were like, man, this year sucks. I'm glad it's over. And some people actually enjoyed the year. I really enjoyed the year. I had a great 2024. I'm looking forward to 2025. I hope you guys are too. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you think in the comments, what your top 5 whiskeys of 2024 is, and we'll see you guys in the next video.